Our vision for Alive is a beloved community free from the cycle of violence. That's the vision. But until we get there, that is my dream, that is my focus. My name is Angelo Mante. I'm the Executive Director of Alive Community Outreach. I was born and raised here in Fort Wayne, and my journey took me down to Atlanta to attend seminary. But all of that changed on September 13, 2016. I found out that my first cousin was murdered here in Fort Wayne, and I knew it's time to come back home. The first thing that I said, before I was called to any of this in particular, his death will not be in vain. That is something that I mean, right when it happened, that was something I felt. From there was a 3-year journey of just learning, getting involved in the community, trying to figure out who's doing what to solve this issue of violence in our community, trying to understand what are the root causes of violence in our community, and identifying gaps and figuring out what we might do in the midst of that. So I have a deep academic interest in nonviolence, and I was looking up nonviolence in Dr. King's tradition in particular. What resonates with me about Dr. King's philosophy of nonviolence, it is a way of life, not just nonviolence as a strategy or a tactic. It's something that is as relevant at home as it is out in the streets. And the end goal is reconciliation. You know, how can we utilize this framework of nonviolence to build a community in which there are less families that need support in the first place? January 2020, we launched Alive Community Outreach. The 3 program areas that we have right now are survivor support, school-based peacemaking, and then our community education. We started at Southside High School, and within 3 years, we were seeing fights go down, disciplinary referrals going down, and that's what led the school district and the superintendent to say, there's something happening over Southside High School. We want to see this happen in the other schools. The community has embraced the work that we're doing in ways that we never expected. I think anytime that you're called to do something impactful, there are going to be obstacles. Some of those obstacles were people, but I think the biggest obstacle was me. The whole imposter syndrome, I think, has crept in at times, that this task is bigger than you, this is bigger than what you're able to do. And in some ways that's been true, but I've had to learn a lot along the way. I've had to put people around me along the way. I would not have been able to do this, any of this, without many people. That was a barrier early on, but now it's something that I really embrace and take pride in, having a team of people who are able to push this forward. What my cousin would think of what I'm doing, the reality is if he were alive, if he were here, none of this would be happening. I wish he were still here, but he's not. And I think being able to take that tragedy and turning it into something deeply impactful and purposeful, I know that he's proud. I am a pioneer.